Hello, this is Smileflix, welcome back to another episode. We're filming this directly after the episode before. That's why you've got like all the saving stuff. So we have got 3 stars left. Once we've got the last 3 stars, then we'll be able to do the Bowser Battle. Then after that I will go back and I will literally go and max out me Starbit counter before we start doing Season 2, and then Season 2 will be 100% in the Luigi campaign. Then after we've 100% the Luigi campaign, then we can get the Grand Finale. Then once we've done Grand Finale, that's this game finished altogether. Dreadnought Power Coins. So this is one of the more challenging ones, but yeah. So in the previous episode we were talking about like stupid stories from uni, like we played Mario Kart. But the thing is playing video games is something that I personally enjoy. I like playing my games. I think that even when you want to be serious, there's all playing video games can help you in general because, yeah, it's just something that makes you feel good. And yeah, I just think it's awful that when I was in university, there was one lecturer that treated me like garbage. I'm not going to get into the reason why, but the way he was acting was not appropriate. And yeah. It made me feel awful in university, and yeah. And yeah, in his lectures, even though I was listening to everything, I would literally decide to play Mario Kart, Mario Galaxy, stuff like that, just because it would be funny. And also, if I played like Mario Kart and there's less chance of him asking me questions. But the thing is when there is things on your record and then that lecturer uses that without your permission as like examples, that is not appropriate. It isn't. Especially if, when you're in university, you don't want your classmates knowing certain things about you that are on your record. Such as like disability stuff. You don't want the whole class knowing your medical records, your medical history. If you've got any medical issues, you don't want everyone in class knowing that. That's private. The only people who need to know that is the people who it's going to affect. So, like, if you've got friends and you're going somewhere and it could affect that, yes. If, for instance, you're doing group work and, for instance, you're doing practical research, yes, you'd tell them then. But if you are literally in a classroom and then somebody points to you and then says that basically you learn in a different way because your brain works differently because of whatever label they say, it's not suitable for them to say that. Unless, of course, you give them permission to say something like that. No. Don't use me as an example in class. Otherwise I'm going to play Mario Kart in your class. Because if you don't want to accept your student for who they are, you don't have to. But if you are using a student as an example, without their permission, that is not okay. And yeah, the thing is my friends even saw how uncomfortable I was in that class. But the thing is when you're in a situation like that, sometimes you don't feel comfortable enough to literally be like speaking to like higher ups in the university about it, making you feel uncomfortable. Plus as well, sometimes damage can be done that can't ever be undone. And yeah, the fact that it got that bad that I ended up skipping classes in uni because of how inappropriate some comments and things a lecturer was saying there. It's not appropriate for certain lecturers to say certain things, and if, for instance, you end up missing days from university or missing certain lectures on like not a consistent basis, but if you've missed like more, if you are in every single lesson except for one lesson where it's consistent, where like you've left that lecture early, then yes, higher ups in the course should speak to you about it and be like, so we have noticed that you have left this particular module on the course early. Is everything alright here? And they should speak to you about it, because speaking to a student about the reason why they're leaving the specific lectures early, or leaving after the first break just to register their attendance in the class, yeah, you should speak to the person about that, because then, if they're having issues in that class, or a lecturer is saying inappropriate stuff, or giving out personal information about you to other students, which is not acceptable, and then because you feel that if you were to speak out, things would get even worse, yeah. And the thing is when I was doing my end of year like survey thing, I was like, I'm going to be honest with this. I genuinely don't care. I'm leaving uni. I'm going to be honest. And yeah, when I was honest, yeah. And yeah, when you do certain things in class to make things easier for you, and like lecturers are not accepting of it, there's an issue then. Like, at the end of the day, you're paying for a service. If you're paying for that service, that lecturer should respect you. Not be like, oh, this person is this label, that label, this label and that label, and then treat you with disrespect, try to claim that you're incapable of doing your coursework and stuff, literally trying to like badmouth you to other students and stuff. Like, no, it's not acceptable for lecturers to do that. And the fact that I almost quit uni over it is a disgrace. Like, yes, I enjoyed my course, except for the fact that one of the lecturers was very, except for the fact that one of the lecturers would literally be very disrespectful to me, and would basically treat me like I shouldn't be there. Despite the fact that I'm paying for this course, I had the qualifications to get onto the course. So yeah, why shouldn't I do a course that one, I've paid to do, and two, I've got the qualifications to do. Like, the thing is I'm not messing about. I just can't sit silent in a room for like 2 hours. Or however long the lectures were. And yeah, the lecturer was originally alright with me in the first year. Until, for instance, I had something with me. I can't remember what it was. I remember I had something with me, and that's when the lecturer turned on me. Like, it wasn't even something that made noise, it was quiet. But yeah. And with university, like, I would recommend doing university courses. But then the thing is I do think that like your course leader should like have like catch-ups with you on a weekly basis, where basically if something is happening in class, they should be able to like sort it out for you. But the thing is even though my course leader was like really nice, and I knew that like if something went wrong, they'd be there for me to support me. But I know that like if, for instance, you've got a lecturer who's not treating you the same as everyone else, who's using you as examples of stuff and genuinely making you feel uncomfortable, of course you're not going to speak out about it because, yeah. And the fact that that almost made me drop out of university just because of the actions of one lecturer that were targeting, a lecturer targeting me for no reason. It's a disgrace. Like, yeah. If, for instance, I am playing Mario Kart in class, let's just use that as an example. Yes, talk about me, but for me, just simply having a sketch pad out with crayons and then just rubbing the crayons on a piece of paper. Yeah, but it's not the most ideal thing. But if that's what's keeping me able to like sit in a classroom and learn, that should be respected. Especially because I struggle in classroom settings. And yeah, it is a disgrace when university lecturers use you as an example without your permission and literally like, yeah, this person's brain works differently. Oh yeah, and as well, trying to make an example out of me on what not to do in class. It's a disgrace. Because, yeah, he shouldn't have talked to me like that. And, yeah. It is something that in the end of course like review thing that we had to do, I have mentioned about the way the lecturer was making me feel uncomfortable and that. Yeah. And yeah, the university hasn't even done a follow-up. But the thing is, I still do recommend university because other than that one negative experience, I actually really enjoyed my time in university. I enjoyed meeting the people who I met as well. Because even though I don't really see people I went to uni with, the thing is I have seen some of them just in passing. Like, and as well, I've had conversations with a few of my friends from uni as well. Because, yeah, sometimes you make friends who, yeah, friends who last. Or friends that, like, work in the same company as you and literally you can see them, like, in a canteen and just say hi to them, talk to them for a little bit and then be like, just talking about, like, genuine stuff. And like getting advice off each other. Especially if your course is specialised in like what you want to do. Like, the thing is I do think that like university and that is something that's like overpriced. But at the end of the day, university is one of those things where, well, it's free to attend. It's free to attend unless you're making a certain amount. Therefore, if you're just doing a university course because you find it funny, technically, you wouldn't have to pay back your student loan. Like, yeah, not all degrees should, like, exist, but like if the government is trying to like eliminate like specialised degrees and focus mainly on like degrees that they benefit, one, creativity is important in the workplace as well, which many of these like politicians and that do not understand, because yeah, in the workplace, you can have many like people who never thrived in school, didn't do the best in their university class, but they come up with decent ideas. It's like when I was in university, the fact that I just chill in class and I would like do whatever I wanted to, really, because yeah, you can get away with just chilling in class sometimes, as long as you're handing in your work at the right time, you're doing your work properly, and like you're getting passing grades and that. It shouldn't really matter how you are in class, unless of course you're playing bogeys. Yeah, if you're playing something like bogeys or something in university, yeah, fair enough. Like on my secondary channel that I'm planning on making at some point, I might actually do a whole like stories from university mini-series on there, where I just talk about like different things that happen in uni, the good stuff, the bad stuff, and the like whatever stuff. Because yeah, if I'm telling all of these like stories, one, it would just be funny to like. One, some of these stories aren't funny. Some of these stories, though, are stuff that, like, should be reviewed by, like, universities and that, to make the experience better in the future for future students. And also stuff like my guide to university and that, like, what you should and shouldn't do if you go to university. Because yeah, everyone would recommend different things. So my personal recommendations for university, if you're going, would be different than like any other person. And yeah, even though my university experience was mostly positive, except for certain lecturer who wasn't a very good one, and yet I can say that, but in my opinion he wasn't. Like, and that was just due to the way he was acting around me in particular. Like, yeah. It's not appropriate to speak to people in certain ways. It isn't. Especially if you're trying to make out that someone is an idiot just because they're different. That is not appropriate. And yet, like, even though he didn't directly say that I'm an idiot, the way he spoke to me and the demeaning, like, tones and that he took literally made me feel like he was being like that with me. Especially using me as, like, examples of stuff and that. Like, it's not appropriate for a university lecturer to speak about students in particular ways. Like, it's different if, for instance, you want to discuss certain things in class, or you are the one who initiates the example, but if the university lecturer forces you to give out information about yourself that you don't feel comfortable sharing, that's not right. And yeah. If there's certain things on your record as well that you have requested to be on the record for lecturers and that, just to make your journey at uni more, like, enjoyable, and then they go against, like, the requests that you have put in place. Especially, like, pronouns and stuff. Like, yep, I don't expect pronouns to 100% be, like, I don't expect pronouns to be 100% of the time. But if a university lecturer is directly and constantly ignoring the student and their requests on a consistent basis just because they don't want to and because they do not believe that your gender is real, which, yes, this is what I got in university, like, that university lecturer shouldn't be treating a student like that. They shouldn't. This is the finale episode, so I am just going to do the Bowser battle as well. Yeah, university lecturer shouldn't be treating you like that if, for instance, it's based around your gender identity. There we go. 120 stars. Galaxy complete. That's done. That's also done. Save the game. Yes. And now it's going to say, do you want to be Bowser? We now have enough power cells to go to another world. But before that, we must help the special one. So yeah, we are just doing the Bowser level again. Yeah. But the thing is, I do think it's disgraceful when people go out of their way to disrespect you. Because at the end of the day, if someone disrespects you on accident or uses the wrong pronouns, stuff like that, fair enough. Especially if you have talked to them about it. But if they are doing stuff to the extent where it's making you have bad mental health, then yes, that is not acceptable. Especially if, like, the university lecturer knows that it's affecting your mental health, affecting your performance in class, and literally causing you to have absences, when otherwise you wouldn't be having absences, then yes, it's not acceptable when a university lecturer shouldn't be acting in that particular manner. It's different if the university lecturer is like, I disrespect you and that. But yeah, at the end of the day, for me, I don't care if people use the wrong pronouns. I genuinely don't care. Except when it does state on my all of my records in university my pronouns, and I've had the promise from the university as well that my pronouns will be respected. And then you've got one lecturer who's just like, I don't care about the pronouns, I will be how I want to be with you. If you don't like it, leave the course. That's basically the attitude you have. Which is not acceptable when you're paying money to do a university course. Or at least putting yourself in like some sort of debt with student loans. Like, it's not acceptable. And yeah. The only positive thing about university really is just, if for instance, I wanted a career change, I wanted to go degree. Even though the degree isn't really something that would get me like jobs anywhere, at least I've got a degree, so it just shows that like at the university. Especially if the line of work I want to do lines up with the degree I've done. So it shows that I have got interest in that industry, but I just think that, well, university is worth doing if you're after like the qualifications, or you're after like a degree just to show that you want to work in that particular industry. But university is one of those things where you just decide yourself. And yeah, when you've got a lecturer who sees information on a record and then you've specifically requested stuff and that university lecturer just doesn't care, I'm not bothered. Like, some lecturers would genuinely apologise when they realise that they accidentally made a mistake, and like, it's fine. Because at the end of the day, just apologising if you've made a mistake goes a long way. But ignoring the fact that the students, ignoring the fact about a student and requests that have been made by that specific student, whether it's disability related or LGBT issue related, is not acceptable. Especially when the university has given you a lanyard and a badge in order to say, this is the situation. Because the university is always very supportive, except for that one element, which I am willing to like overlook in a way. If for instance the university was like, for instance, the lecturer just apologized, I wouldn't really be bothered about the whole misgendering incident that happened. Because, yeah, it's not like the university's fault, it's just one particular lecturer acting like an idiot at school. And the whole reason why he was doing that was simply because he didn't agree with him. And because he felt that, like, my identity wasn't valid or something. But then the thing is you are yourself. And no one can tell you who you are except for yourself. You know who you are inside. That's what I say to people. If you know who you are inside, then yeah. And you are expressing yourself in that manner. A lecturer shouldn't really be trying to treat you differently just because of like the way you look, the way you dress, your hairstyle, stuff like that. It's disgraceful the way some university lecturers act, especially regarding the situation with some university students. And yeah, I get that it's not the university's fault, but when you are like not supported like the university, just because you feel like the university's not going to do anything about it, it's ridiculous. There we go, we've defeated Bowser. Bowser's defeated, this level's finished. Now just need to watch the final cutscene, watch the credits, and then we unlock the Luigi campaign, which will be the next episode, which will also be like a new series on the channel. Because with it, if there's like a new game plus, or we have to replay games, that is something we're going to do. There's the star. Yeah. But I am planning on launching a second channel, which is me talking about like real life situations, talking about like how I deal with stuff like that. Because the thing is I do think it's important for people to be able to express themselves in real life and online, and I just want to create the other channel just to talk about like how I deal with certain things that go on in real life, just to make things better for one myself, but also better for other people who are going through similar situations. And there we go. But yeah, university lecturers should be inclusive, they should be supportive, and they shouldn't be judging you based on your pronouns or your gender identity. Because yes, that causes issues. And yeah, when it causes issues, it can have a negative effect on grades as well. If it is having a negative effect on the grades, then yeah. One, it can reduce the quality of the university on the overall scoring chart. There's some ways it can also make the university negative. And also the amount of funding and that into the university, into the course, could get reduced just because of one lecturer acting inappropriately or speaking to you in a way that you shouldn't be speaking to you. But yeah, I am glad though that this is the end of the first season of Super Mario Galaxy, because yeah, once we've done this, we can start Super Luigi Galaxy, which is the second campaign of the game. Once we've done the second campaign of the game, then we can do the third one. Then once we've done the third one, we can do the yeah. And now here comes the dialogue. I'm not reading it, but yeah. Super Mario Galaxy is a decent game. It really is. And yeah, when you literally played this before you went to school, beat the final, like, Bowser just before you went to school, of course you're going to be pumped up at school. And I literally went into class and told my teacher I beat Bowser in Super Mario Galaxy, and they didn't even know what I was talking about. And they just looked at me confused, being like, what are you talking about? What is Bowser? What is Super Mario Galaxy? Because they had no idea what a video game was. Or at least I don't think they did. And yeah. I remember 100% completing it.
Oh.
There we go. We're finished. The thing is, though, is in one way, I will miss Galaxy when it's fully finished, because yep, I am enjoying playing both Galaxy games one back to back.
Oh.
Or at the same time on the channel. Yep, come on. Come on.
Ah.
A dial
Welcome, new Galaxy!
But as a whole, the whole Galaxy series is literally worth playing through if you've never played it before. Just because it's literally one of the better Mario games, and it's fun. And yeah, I just think it's funny how when I was growing up, I literally played this game before school, beat Bowser, and I was so happy that I beat Bowser. And I was telling like teachers and that, and they didn't even know what I was on about. And then the thing is I remember in class we were like doing this like art project, and they ended up just drawing Bowser and Mario on some bob-ombs. And yeah, I just got distracted and just started drawing them. And my team were like, what are you drawing? I'm like, I'm drawing Mario, Bowser throwing a bob-omb at Mario. And then I ended up literally just colouring over it. So all you could see was like the shadows and that of like Mario, Bowser and a bob-omb on this random bit of group work. And I just thought it was hilarious. And I liked it. And yeah. In one way, it made it look amazing, because it's like shadows of the characters. So yes, you could tell it was like Mario and that, but it was like a shadow of him. So basically, if you didn't know it was like Mario and that, you would think it was just like a monster throwing bombs at just a random guy. And yeah, I think it was funny how that is something that I did within uni. And yeah, it's a funny story that I will tell. And yeah, in one of my other series that I'm gonna do, I will tell like stories and that of like how university was for me, how like school and that was as well, just like true stories and that. Because I would enjoy telling true stories because it's good. There's Luigi. And then there was a time that we had to run like these stall things for like this event in class, and I ended up drawing Mario and Skylanders characters on a piece of paper because it was funny. But I would enjoy like some of the stuff that I did in school, university, and college. I did enjoy it, and yeah, the thing is at the end of the day, I do think that courses and that, yes, it should teach you the stuff, but also allow you to express yourself as yourself and like, what you want to do. Because yeah, I think it was funny how I literally drew Bowser, Mario and Bob-omb in just a random group project where it did make
Thank you
sense.
so much for
to
playing
have
my
them.
game.
I also drew a few of the Mario ghosts, but we kept them in it. It was like a haunted house thing that we made.
Thank you.
Well, you are going to return in the next Galaxy 3D World as well. You're not going to be gone for good. You're also going to be fighting all the characters in Smash Brothers as well. Off you go. There we go. Off it goes. There we go. I think that is the I think that's from the storybook of the original the storybook of the game. You can now play as Luigi. You want to save your game? Yes. Of course we want to save it. I'm not doing all that again. There we go. Progress is going to save. So in the next episode we will be starting off Super Luigi Galaxy. So thanks for watching the episode and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!